Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Makeba Williams, coming out of beautiful Atlanta. And the title of this video is Tyler Perry, I Stand With You, Beauty in Black. Now, disclaimer. I have on my NASA shirt. Okay. Disclaimer. I have a disclaimer. Number one, I am not an ambassador. I'm not getting paid to do this, okay? And I don't do reviews. However, I totally 100% support Tyler Perry craft. And I have to be honest. I actually started following him. I mean, I have videos on this in terms of his business savvy. So I got to keep it authentic. It was his business savvy. And then I started to watch the plays, and I came in late with the plays, although my beautiful beloved mother asked me to go to the plays, and I always say no. I regret it. I regret it. I do. I regret it. I have a video on that. Probably 1 or 2 or 3. But I started to follow him in terms of his shows and plays later on. But I am totally loving his business savvy. Yes, because I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm like, how did you do it? But anyway, and then I listen to all his interviews. I listen to them interviews. Okay, I think I recorded some. I just listened to them. But anyway, back to Beauty in Black. Now, disclaimer. Also, this is not to smear, slander, defamation of character. I'm not coming. That's not what this is about. So, if you're looking for that, this is not that kind of video. No. No. If I don't have anything good to say, why talk? But I have some things to say, not a lot, because it's not a full review. This is more so, this is just me sharing a couple of things that stood out and I like, and I just want to talk about it. It's so late, so I kind of want to share it. I binged this. It was so good, and I highly recommend for you Netflix and become a member and watch it. It's binge worthy. I'm mad because I binge watched it, because I'm like, I want some more. They should have did like 24 episodes. It's so good, and I actually see this going 5-7 years. Let me explain why it could go that far, that many years. Okay, so if you hear the noises, because I open up my slide. And I'm not sitting where I typically sit. I'm laying on my couch. And I don't have on any makeup. I look a mess. But anyway, I just want to share some things that stood out. And disclaimer, I'm not here to cause defamation of character, slander, talk negative. No, I love Tyler Perry's craft, and as I said before, I started to follow him because of my mother. She would go to the plays. She would always ask me, and I would say no, and I regret that. She's no longer living, but he came about in my space, discovering him like with his business savvy, although I knew of him through my mom, just knowledge base. And I realized, I said, his writing is phenomenal. So it just went from there. And my favorites is House of Pain, Meet the Browns, and Sister Living. So love that. So those are my favorites. Now my guilty pleasure, I've said this for years, would be Ruthless. Yes. I know y'all probably like, I love me some Ruthless. I don't come from that world. I mean, I'm just intrigued with it. I'm a social worker, so I'm an entrepreneur also, but I'm always intrigued why people do what they do. So I love me some Ruthless. And I don't know what they're about to go. It just started back, I think, yesterday. And now I'm smitten by Beauty in Black. It's so good. And I binge watched it. I'm kind of upset. You know, Tyler Perry need to be doing 24 episodes. It's 16. God, that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. 24 would be good. And I actually see this show making it 5-7 years tops. And let me explain why. Okay, you have 2 different families. a wealthy family, and then another family, part of the federal threshold, you know, poor. Okay, and when I say family, I'm thinking about everybody who is linked to Kimmy. Okay, the federal threshold, they're not making money. Okay, so he can do a lot with that, with these two different dynamics. Yes, he can have so much fun with it, and I can see this going 5, 7 or more years, because you got two different families. It's not one. It's just not, it's centered around a wealthy family. And then within the wealthy family, you may have 3 siblings, and then there you go. Or you may have a married couple, you might have a few married couples and then children. Where this particular Beauty in Black, you have a wealthy family, and then you have the federal threshold. So he can do a lot with it. I see this being around for a while. Now, I don't know where he's going with it. That I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm not going to do a review. I feel only qualified people can do that. I just wanted to bring out some things that stood out to me that I like. And the first person I want to mention is Debbie Morgan. I'm impressed. Debbie Morgan is proven she's still that girl. She's still that woman. You know what I mean? She's still that actress at her age. Looks good. She's not shying away. She's bringing it. I'm like, okay, you're being fierce. You living on the edge. I love that. I'm loving that, to see her. And some people may look at it different. To me, I love the fact she is allowing herself to try something different. Although she's played so many different roles, I don't think she's played a role in this particular space. If she has played a role like this, I sincerely apologize, but I am impressed that she's able to sit next to the best of the best like her and bring up. Look, I'm forgetting she's Debbie Morgan. I'm totally like, oh, forget this Debbie Morgan. But I'm impressed. She's taken us in spaces that my mind. Now, I'm a creative writer. If I had to write something like that, I could. I'm a creative. I can take you there. But what I'm saying is, when you look at her grace, her elegance, her poise, you know, you may think of the First Lady, but she is bringing it. She making me forget she is Debbie Morgan. She's really bringing her character to life, and I absolutely love it. The second person I want to bring to the forefront that's standing out to me, and I have such a soft spot for, and they come from the Ruthless community, and I'm so loving it, that is Charles. Everybody, who wouldn't want to be Charles' friend? He is the life of the party. You know, he just made me realize I'm not living. I so love Charles. Charles come from Ruthless. And you know who else I love? Sisters. They play on Sisters, and that's Maurice. So love Maurice as well. He's on Sisters. So love him. Charles and Maurice have a lot of similarities, and what I mean by that, they're just living. It's like, what I mean, with boundaries. They're just like, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and it is what it is. And I just so love that about the both of them. But I'm loving Charles. He is the guy you want to be friends with. You can be friends with him. Y'all can sit, chat. You don't have no problems. You know, it's no competitive thing, no judgment. He's just gonna be your friend. So love him. So I'm happy for him. And anybody that comes from Ruthless, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna be a great actor or actress, because being on that set, I've never been on the set. I'm just using my intellect, okay? I mean, just think about it. You're bringing so, and if you haven't seen Ruthless, please go check it out. Now, if you're gonna watch Ruthless, don't judge. It's not that type of thing. You must be ready, because it can go in places that you probably would have never thought of or experienced. And I have not experienced that, but I'm a social worker, so that's another reason why I'm intrigued with Ruthless. That's why I like it. I'm a social worker, and I always like to know why people do what they do. in terms of Beauty in Black, it's entertaining to me. And it's honestly, I've said this, in terms of Ruthless, it's my guilty pleasure. I said this when Ruthless first came, it's my guilty pleasure. Also, Beauty in Black is my guilty pleasure. I so love it. It's so good. I mean, who else? So we talked about briefly Debbie Morgan, and we talked about Charles. The next person I want to talk about is Kimmy. Kimmy is growing. I don't know the direction he's going to take Kimmy, but I'm impressed with it. Growing up, she was given lemons and now she's making lemonade. If you've seen part 1, you should understand. I don't want to go too much into the content, but I am so loving the direction he's taking her. And looking at her character, is so many different ways she could have turned out, and she made the best of it. And right about now, you know, some are calling it revenge. Some are calling it revenge. It's her time. I don't know where he's taking her, but I'm just impressed with it. I'm impressed. She 100% deserves it. I don't know what she's going to do with all this power she's gained. Hopefully it is something phenomenal. But we'll see. Because it wouldn't be Beauty in Black. You know, you're going to have to sometime have that sunshine, and then you have to have the rain and the storm. So we'll see where he goes with this. I mean, perfection is not going to exist because it would not be a show. But I'm looking forward to the next 5 seasons because it's so much space there to do so much with these characters. I'm so serious because, like I said, you have the wealthy and then you have the federal threshold. So there's so many different things you can do. And speaking of Kimmy, I love she's joined with Horace. Now, when I thought Charles died, I've never physically been on Tyler Perry Studios. But if Charles would have died, they would have heard from me. This would have been the first time I actually stepped foot on that campus over there. Because I'm like, I know he did not get rid of Charles. I would have been a little devastated. Okay? Just a little devastated because Charles is going to bring some value to this show. He's going to bring it. And speaking of, I thought Charles died. I'm glad he didn't. Horace, he's another one. He can't. No, I don't know what y'all about to do. I don't know what Tyler Perry is about to do with Horace. But everybody needs a Horace in their life. Everybody needs a Horace in their life. He is the man. Okay. I've seen a lot of shows. He got the swag, the sound, the business savvy, the street. He can sit with the best of the best. He can go to the White House. He can go to the Trap House. He just the man. He just the man. And some shows, you may have the villain, and that's what he is. He's just the villain. Charles remind me, I'm gonna tell who Charles remind me of a little bit. Daikon from Ruthless, because when Daikon first started, I was like, ooh, he is something else. But we have all fallen to love and like Daikon. Yes, at first I was not feeling Daikon. I know I'm switching the shows up a little bit. I'm giving you a little bit of similarity. This is also motivation to go see Ruthless. So, but anyway, back to Daikon. I mean, I was like, he's getting on my nerve. But if Daikon, I'm feeling Daikon now. I know people are like, you like Daikon? Do not get rid of Daikon. Him and River and everybody else. But back to Charles. Charles didn't start out like that, but you better not get rid of him. I don't care if y'all got to send him to Switzerland, China. That Kimmy need to give. She is the wife now. I'm gonna talk about that briefly. I don't know if y'all got to call in the best, the CDC, Emery, because he is the root of all of this. We can't have him in the hospital for too long. So I don't know what Tyler Perry and his magical creative mind is going to do. Hopefully he see the value of having him out of the hospital, And we get it. We all scared. This is the cliffhanger. We get it, or whatever that cliffhanger is supposed to be. But please, when the show returns sometime this year or the beginning of next year or whatever it's supposed to be, make sure Charles is up and about or getting ready to be, because he got some things to do. He is the show. Horace is the show. I'm impressed with Horace. I'm impressed. And everybody need a Horace in their life. Horace gonna get it done. He is one of the men gonna get it done. And I love how he saw Kimmy for who she was. Now, the streets would say she's gonna be a beard. If you don't know what a beard is, typically when a person has another agenda but they need a cover. And if I had an opportunity, I know with church people gonna be like, Makeba, if somebody wanted me to be if I had an opportunity to be a beard, and it's not about all the money, because I mean you can only spend so much, good grief. But I feel like some women they in a good position. You know, a beard doesn't necessarily have to be a person who's attracted to the same sex and they want to have a wife or a husband to cover that up. It can be for other reasons too. So it don't necessarily have to just be for that. But when he asked her that, I just thought that was it was a beautiful moment. And let me explain why it was a beautiful moment. Because he saw her for her. Sorry, I had to change up my battery, but I was talking about it was a beautiful moment when he asked her to marry her. Why was it a beautiful moment to me? Because he saw her for her. It was just straight transparency. It wasn't a personal gain. It wasn't an opportunist. It wasn't a gold diggerish. It was, he saw. Now, I understand he got some problems, some challenges going on with the family, with the sons. But he saw, okay, I can work with her. You know what I mean? It's non-threatening. We can really work with each other. And you don't find it too often, you know, because a lot of times we have scenarios like that. People do take advantage of you. You know what I mean? They really do. But that moment was a moment that you know, it's just like, I'm going to take this risk on this woman. And I just thought that was very beautiful. And then I saw her resistance, because she was like, no, I don't care how much money you have, but is this, you know what I mean? To me, that's some good writing, because you don't see that often. And then when you do see things like that, like I said, you may hear a person skip town, you may hear a person stole or a person manipulated. It's going to be something bad. But in this case, it's like he can see Kimmy really standing her ground and really taking care of business. So it is my hope that Tyler Perry does not get rid of Horace and they send him off to Canada or Australia or Emory University. Emory University Hospital, somewhere in the United States, and they fix that, okay? They say, oh, it was something else, you know, so they can really, you know, make this pop. This is gonna pop regardless. I truly enjoyed part 2 of Beauty and Black. I did, and my favorite was the moment when he decided to get married. I said, that's all right. And another reason, I'm gonna go somewhere with this. How could I say this without offending people? You rarely get to see a woman like Kim gain something of that magnitude. Does that make any sense? Like, when you hear of women with status, you hear women with power, she typically doesn't look like a Kim. So to see that opportunity for her, some sisters are gonna get it. They're gonna say, because we typically, like for instance, so when you look at Mallory is gorgeous. Everybody on set is gorgeous, handsome, you know, like I've shared before. Tyler Perry, I have yet to see anybody visually challenging. Everybody, he could take the most average person who's interested into becoming a star and really mold them and help them and support them and guide them into becoming and having that stardom success. He has a gift. But you rarely get to see someone like Kimmy become that woman, you know. And if you do, it's short-lived. And I really don't want to say that, but you just rarely hear it. They just don't look like Kimmy, and I love that. I'm like, okay, you know, she has access to this, what she's gonna do with it. And I think that's why I'm like, I'm proud of that moment. Now, again, this is a show. Who knows how this is it's gonna be up and down, roller coaster. That's part of it. That's what makes the excitement, you know what I mean? But that moment will forever be a moment for a lot of women and men. Because right now you have some men out there, they would love to put someone in a position like that, and that's inspiring for them. Maybe that can be, so I'm always looking at things from an optimistic perspective. So you may have some men out there who want to do something like that, not necessarily because they may not love their family. It could be for other reasons, and it's like that can be inspiring. Like, you can give a person an opportunity. And I just thought that was something that's going to be talked about for a long time. It really is. And that was a good moment for all women of color. It really was. A certain type of woman of color. But that's all I wanted to say. I look forward to season 2 and many more. I'm impressed with this. I am really impressed. I don't come from their world, but I am a social worker, I'm an entrepreneur, and I am a woman of color. And it's like, I enjoyed that. That is one I can say, he knocked it out of the ballpark. He did that. What else? Tyler Perry has some other great things coming out this month, if I'm not mistaken. Can we all keep up? He is the Speedy Gonzalez when it comes to his writing. You know, it's unstoppable, which is good. But I look forward to season 2, Beauty in Black. And everybody does what everybody do good. And Mallory, she's doing her part. Roy, everybody's doing good. They are all phenomenal actors and actresses. Richard Lawson, everybody is good. I just, the ones that stood out to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of want to talk about that. Anyway, it's late. It's very late. And I said, okay, let me do this video. I got on my little NASA shirt. It's my little NASA t-shirt. I need to do something else, but this is it. And I'm going to get back on YouTube. I'm telling y'all, like I shared in my previous video, I am no longer in the commercial cleaning industry. I'm like a free agent. I can do what I want to do. So I've just been kind of like just going through the motion of it, figuring out what's next, writing some stuff that's overdue, just taking it one step at a time, trying to figure out what's next for me. And I'm feeling good about what's next for me, because I was actually tired of being in the commercial cleaning industry, and I had started my business to great jobs. But I'm good now. I'm good. I'm just, like I say, taking one step at a time. And I did not necessarily push my official lunch date back. We did that for a reason. So we just got some space starting from now up into September the 13th on how we're gonna go about making this official 5 days a week, and I do my other things that must be done. But anyway, my name is Makeba Williams, coming out of beautiful Atlanta. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about Beauty in Black. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I am loving all the riskiness of it. I'm loving it. And I look forward to responding.